Hi friends! Today I have the coolest type of mobile games for you, where you can find for yourself hot novelties and other various cool games. So without further ado, sit back, grab some goodies and tea and let's go! Number 15. Dead Blood. I'll start off with a graphic zombie shooter, Dead Blood. Here we will have to destroy zombies with firearms and edged weapons. The developers try to create as realistic game as possible, so the gameplay is slow and very tense. There will always be the lack of ammo, and the best weapon of our hero is a handmade machete. According to the storyline, we are playing for an innocent convicted man that returns to his hometown. However, the entire neighborhood is completely populated by bloodthirsty zombies. Our main task is to find our loved ones and survive in this post-apocalyptic Wild West. For me, the coolest thing about the game is the huge emphasis on survival. So instead of crowds of zombies and constant gunfights, the player will take his time exploring the locations and searching for supplies. Fans of such games definitely shouldn't miss this project. Number 14. The Light Remaster. I managed to find a quality horror movie this time, and horror game fans certainly won't be disappointed. Just recently, an updated version of the noisy horror game The Light was released. In this game, we have to solve a sinister mystery in an abandoned bunker, which has been in such a state for a very long time. For unknown reasons, our character wakes up in a damp basement in a locked cell, from which it is still necessary to find a way out. On the walls are hung strange notes left by one of the scientists who might have survived that ill-fated night. The developers invite you to see with your own eyes what happened in the distant past and unravel the mystery of what happened. In addition, an incomprehensible mysterious figure will always be watching you. On the merits, I will highlight the chilling horror atmosphere, pretty good graphics and a fairly long walkthrough. If you still haven't played this wonderful horror game, I advise you to check it out in the form of a good remaster. Number 13. Goddess of Victory. Next, I place the hottest shooter, which in a moment will lift your spirits, and so to say, not only the mood. This is a game called Goddess of Victory. Here we are offered to recruit anime girls with different types of proportions and characteristics to form a squad of their dreams and go to battle with an alien race that has taken over the planet. Gameplay will consist of moving around the map, events with battles, battles in a squad of 3 heroines, and dialogues. The character designer was an artist from Destiny Child, whose handwriting is recognizable from the first frames. Basically, it's a game where we'll constantly be watching gorgeous shaking busts. Just look at these animations. I don't know who came up with this idea, but this guy is a freaking genius. Drawn as hot as possible, so playing this masterpiece, it's impossible to tear yourself away. By the way, if you have the desire and ability to support my channel, you can do it on my Patreon. The link is in the description. I would be very grateful. This will help me a lot in the development of the channel. Number 12. Gunfire Reborn. Gunfire Reborn is the ultimate shooter, taking you on an exciting journey through an unpredictable world. At the beginning, we play as a brave SEAL who set out to save the world from the spreading chaos. But as we progress, we will unlock access to other equally interesting characters, each with their own unique abilities. Explore each level and destroy all enemies using your character's skills and weapons. At the end of each level, you will find a chest and a gold cup, with which you can improve your basic abilities or raise the effectiveness of an additional skill. Also, you'll almost always find an experienced merchant and a blacksmith, where you can buy weapons from the former and improve their parameters from the latter. As far as I'm concerned, Gunfire Reborn is basically one of the best games to come out this year, so don't miss out on it. Number 11. Project Winter Mobile. Project Winter Mobile has finally been released globally, and everyone can enjoy this masterpiece. Project Winter Mobile is a multiplayer game about deception and survival, with gameplay copying the well-known Among Us. In the game, you have to play in a team of 8 people and escape from the cold waiting for saviors. But be careful, because among you, there will be traitors that will interfere with people's lives and try to kill them by any means. Unlike Among Us, Project Winter Mobile offers high-quality 3D graphics and the ability to communicate via voice chat. Survivors must communicate via private radio channels, gather resources, repair buildings, and conquer wildlife. Traitors in turn can break stations and bunkers, which survivors must prepare to escape. Also, success in the game depends on the cold, which often makes it necessary to warm up in the same house as the trader. Project Winter Mobile turned out to be the most interesting and entertaining game possible. Fans of Among Us should definitely pay attention to it. Number 10. Recurrence Co-op. Newest tactical shooter, Recurrence Co-op. In this game, we will take the role of professional commando and clear the occupied territories from the bandits. The main feature of the game is its cooperative modes that offer hardcore gameplay. Enemies in the game are very strong at marksmanship. Their health is not restored and ammo does not appear in the locations. Sometimes enemies may give up and raise their hands, and you can either handcuff them or just kill them. They say that in such situations, the gun is the main argument. This game is available absolutely free on Play Market, and over 100,000 gamers have already downloaded it. The reviews about it are mostly positive, especially the realistic firefights and unhurried gameplay, which is completely based on combat tactics. In multiplayer mode, you can feel like a real commando and achieve victory only by working in a team. For fans of tactical and realistic shooters, I definitely recommend trying this game. Number 9. Escape from the 70s. In this third-person game, we are in the role of a man trapped in the apartment of a professor who deals with time travel theories. Our task is to find a way out of this situation and return to the future. During the game, we'll be solving riddles, puzzles, and trying to make sense of the situation. Among the advantages of the game are realistic graphics, interesting puzzles, and carefully recreated atmosphere of the 70s. The interiors and locations were recreated from photographs of the time. Overall, the game is quite interesting and different from other escape games of the genre. It offers puzzles and challenges that require logical thinking. If you are a fan of puzzle games, then Escape from the 70s may be a good choice for you. However, if you're more into games where you just have to run and shoot, then this game might not be right for you. Number 8. WarStrike FPS Offline Gun Game. WarStrike sounds like an interesting first-person shooter with a full-fledged storyline. In the game, the player has to go through an exciting military history in the role of a special forces fighter. Battles take place in locations with urban development, and the opponents are militants who must be destroyed. The game offers a variety of weapons, including assault rifles, pistols, and grenades. The ammunition is not infinite but large enough, and the player can carry thousands of rounds. Between passes through locations, players have access to a weapon store where they can get rewards for completed levels and buy new weapons. The damage from hits in the game depends on the location of the hit, with the exception of the head, where significant damage is inflicted. Killing NPCs by shooting at their holes will require you to fire a significant amount of ammo. Overall, WarStrike promises exciting gameplay and realistic combat. The nuances you mentioned add complexity and require a strategic approach to the game. Number 7. Off-Road. Off-road driving simulator, such as Off-Road, are an interesting alternative to the usual racing games. Instead of racing on the tracks, you'll overcome difficult locations on powerful 4-wheel drive off-road vehicles. It brings a special pleasure, especially because of the awesome physics and the realistic model of the landscape. The game was released recently, but it has already managed to get the positive feedback. The mud in the game is realistically deformed under the weight of the wheels and saddles on your vehicle, creating an atmosphere of genuine off-roading. You will be offered a lot of areas for competition with different obstacles and plenty of dirt. You will be able to upgrade your off-road vehicle in detail, including adjusting tire pressure, installing a new engine, transmission, carburetor, fuel tank, and much more. The goal is to overcome difficult mud parks in a certain amount of time and achieve victory. If you like extreme conditions and off-road driving, then Off-Road Simulator is worth your attention. Number 6. SKYLINE Edge. Introducing a Nintendo Switch emulator for Android called SKYLINE Edge. This emulator allows you to run cool games on your smartphone, including such famous games as The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, Sniper Elite, Resident Evil, and exclusives like Super Mario and The Legend of Zelda. The developers released update number 69, which allows you to pass many games from beginning to end. Also, ports of full games from the PC have been released on the Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, The Witcher 3 is not playable on the emulator so far, but in the future it may be possible to play it on mobile devices. However, it is worth noting that for a stable emulation, you'll need a powerful smartphone with a good processor. Installing and configuring this emulator can be difficult for newcomers, so it is recommended to refer to the instructions and files that can be found in the description. The time has finally come when smartphones with high performance can use their full potential in games. Good luck using the emulator and enjoy Nintendo Switch games on your mobile device. Number 5. Battle Prime. Battle Prime is really a quality online team shooter. The game is constantly updated with new maps, weapons, modes, and skins. It supports both first-person and third-person views. One of the key features of the game is the impressive graphics, which can be amazing. You can switch between different characters, each with their own unique mechanics and equipment. The game also features top-notch weapons and a variety of equipment that you can get for your team. The battles in Battle Prime are spectacular and intense, and you can turn the tide of battle in your favor. It is considered a great game and very close to Call of Duty Mobile. If you're a fan of such online shooters, you should not miss Battle Prime. Number 4. The Complex. The Complex is a real interactive movie with a sci-fi plot. It is a full-fledged game in which you take an active part, and the outcome of the story and the fate of the main characters depend on our actions and answers. The plot of the game unfolds in a secret laboratory, where the protagonist and her colleague find themselves trapped as a result of a biological attack on London. The main task of players becomes survival in this confined space and building relationships with other characters. One of the main advantages of such interactive games is that during the passage you get double pleasure, both from watching an exciting series and from direct participation in the events. If you're looking for variety and want to immerse yourself in an interactive movie with the ability to make decisions, The Complex will be a great choice for you and other gamers. Number 3. TACTICOOL. On the third place is Team Online Shooter on mobile devices, which is distinguished by its addictive game mechanics. The game has to take part in short and dynamic matches, where you have to manage a strong team and lead it to victory. In TACTICOOL, you can use different weapons, from firearms to vehicles, to take out your enemies. Destroy and undermine everything in your path, including obstacles such as pipes, fences, and boards that can become a danger to you at any moment. You can challenge other players online or gain experience in offline mode. The developers have provided more than 40 types of weapons, many different skins, and levels that have been masterfully designed. The game also features awesome physics, driving gameplay, and a lot of hilarious moments. While many have been playing this masterpiece for a long time, you have only recently discovered the shooter, and judging by your words, you'll like it. Enjoy the game and have fun with team battles in TACTICOOL. Number 2. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. The silver of today's top, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, is an original first-person shooter that is a cult World War II game with elements of horror. In the game, you will try on the role of Special Agent William Blazkowicz, who is sent on a secret mission behind enemy lines. However, something does not go according to plan, and your character is revealed. Now he has to get out of the confinement, destroying all enemies on his way. Return to Castle Wolfenstein was released on PC in 2001, and immediately became a hit due to its awesome atmosphere, interesting story, hardcore gameplay, and perfect soundtrack. During the game, you will have to fight not only against usual opponents, but also against undead, horrible mutants, and human subjects that were turned into scary creatures. If you want to immerse yourself in the atmosphere of this iconic game on your smartphone, there is a portable version of Return to Castle Wolfenstein for mobile devices. You can find the download link in the description. Enjoy the game and return to the world of this classic shooter. Number 1. Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is a game that ranks highest on our list. Many people think it's a children's animation or a game for children, but after a lot of thinking and a few hours of play, you will realize that this is far from being the case. The game will amaze you with its incredible story, delightful graphics, elaboration of details, attention to characters, and of course, top-notch gameplay. The stylistics of the game and the open world are also praiseworthy. I also note I would like all critics of the game to try it out and be delighted. I recommend the game Genshin. That's all for now, friends. I really hope you enjoyed today's games. Don't forget to like it and turn on your bell so you don't miss out on the next great videos. That's the time to say goodbye to you. Goodbye, everyone.